Hello, welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. You're uh, run storage fan business. Talking about recent TV the recent.
Yeah, double headers, side A.
Double Hitter Site. Double Hitter Site A. Not sure how many of these are going to happen in July, but interesting things happened occurred over the past 2 weeks. Over the past 2 weeks. Not just certain festivities that may or may not have affected my co-host in a way, but there's also something else that the co-host might be willing to explain.
So yeah, before I get into the usual recap stuff, I found out that I was going to be having a full family dinner thing for on 4th of July, actual 4th of July, and not the Sunday afterwards. So yeah, so I went to do that. So I pretty much like, okay, yeah, I gotta be doing a family dinner thing. Could we do the show on Sunday? And it's like, okay. However, that week I was also feeling particularly. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure like the right words for it, but like not exactly great. And I noticed that like yeah, when on July 4th, I particularly noticed that like okay, yeah, my heart rate is kind of oh boy, okay, and and that's like I've just been generally just like tired and like kind of headachy and just feeling not very great. Past couple days before that, and so yeah, so Sunday rolls around. I'm still feeling like just like out of it, and I basically made the decision that like, okay, I am going to schedule a doctor's appointment for the next day. Maybe just best to rest up for now because well, also I schedule my appointments for the morning, and unfortunately for whatever reason, my local clinic it basically has almost no availabilities on websites how to go to a different location, so I had to get driven there in the morning. So, having to wake up early and all that. So, yeah, I decided to make a decision like, okay, yeah, maybe do a double next week. Hopefully by then I'll either figure out what's going on with me or I'll at least be feeling better. And to be fair, I mean, okay, the heart rate's still been kind of woo at times. I am feeling much better. Like, I'm actually awake most of the day. Mind you, I did rest a little bit early today, but I got like 6 hours of sleep. So like, I needed the extra like 2 hours or so. But yeah, a lot of my recovery has just been laying down, resting, and having games done quick on my screen in the background. But yeah, so that's basically the reason for the double header for this week. So just like festivities slash health issues. I'm not even sure what's going on with the whole heart rate thing. It's just like I don't know if I'm just like more aware of it now. Like I feel it a lot more apparently, but it's like I've just been keeping track of it. I have like a little temporary patch thing with a button that I press and I'm like, oh hey, it's getting pretty high. Boop button, and then note down the heart rate, time, all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a summer thing. Cause like I find it's not as bad when I'm in my air conditioned room, and like when I was doing work yesterday, I I cut down to like 3 layers instead of 4, and like it seems like okay, it was still kind of but like it didn't seem quite as bad. So maybe I just had like a heating issue, you know? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, previous week. Let me check something. Did I do any recordings last week? Okay, that was until then. Okay, so I did record a bit of Minecraft on last week, right? Monday and Tuesday. And a little bit on Thursday. But, like, I did get a bit of video production in. So, you know, yay! Progress and stuff. Really didn't get started on Pokemon Pearl, though. Yeah, I didn't actually have work on Thursday or Friday. Like, Thursday we just had no one, and they basically gave us Friday off. Because they were like, oh yeah, day before 4th of July, and I guess they made like essentially more or less an honorary extra holiday kind of deal. Like, I don't know, maybe they didn't feel like anyone was gonna either sign up the day before 4th of July, or maybe it was like a special occasion because like, oh yeah, 250 years, yeah! I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I only worked one day last week. Or, yeah. I like, wait, last week. The issue with double header is like keeping track of time. But yeah, it's like, yeah, after Friday, I basically cut out caffeine. Not sure if the caffeine had anything to do with anything, but you know, whatever. But yeah, then Saturday I did the whole dinner thing. Had hot dog and burger and a strawberry margarita. I was against it at first, but I was like, okay, alcohol's usually calms me down. It's like maybe that'll help with the heart rate. To be honest, I didn't really notice any difference. Then again, most of the time I was just like laying down. So yeah, and then Sunday I was basically just like conked out a good chunk of the day. So yeah. So yeah, started out productive and then quickly went to as unproductive as possible. But thankfully, starting Sunday, I've been, like I said, I've had games done quick running in the background, just like enjoying speed runs. I think I accidentally, mistakenly said a couple weeks ago, like, oh yeah, it's on now. I was off by a bit. And I believe next weekend, Zeldathon begins. Yay, more charity gaming marathons, woo! Of course, also next weekend is the beginning of wedding season. It begins. So yeah, basically next weekend will be a Sunday show. Anyway, yeah, that was basically it for the most part. Yeah, this is not so much of a recap things, but like I'm actually thinking of like maybe trying to start up a bit of fitness boxing on my Switch. You know, like try to do at least some workout stuff. Like, actually, hold on. I have I'm thinking that like I'm trying to remember like do I just have the one fitness boxing game or do I have both of them? I mean, I know there's more fitness boxing games, but like I'm pretty sure I got the Hatsune Miku fitness boxing, but I'm like Did I get the Fist of the North Star fitness boxing? I was trying to bring up like the whole video capture thing, but I think I'm just gonna have to pull the switch up. Let me just. Okay, fitness boxing Miku. Did I go in for Fist of the North Star? Is the question. It doesn't look like it. No, wait, yes, I did. So I have two options for fitness boxing. Though, yeah, I'm probably going for Miku. Just because, like,
Sorry about that. Seems co-host is experiencing a bit of tech issues. What is that? Hopefully it doesn't take too long.
okay, sorry about that. Like, for whatever reason, when I plugged my Switch back in, it switched up the audio settings on the thing I'm filtering my microphone through. Yeah, it's like I had to turn off my audio mixer and turn it back on for it to detect again. But thankfully I've worked that out, so we should be good. Oh, anyway. Uh, so yeah, Link Boxing probably has better music to box to, so I'll probably pick that one. I would have done that earlier this week, but I kept forgetting to put the Joy-Cons back onto the Switch to charge. Yeah. Anyway, that's basically been my week. stay tuned tomorrow. When I reveal what I got in my Lord of the Rings, my Lord of the Rings collector gift bundle for Magic the Gathering. Oh yeah, that's what. Wait, no, wait. And that would. I guess I did order that on Wednesday, or last Wednesday, because I got it in this week. Yeah, it would have had to be Wednesday because I remember I was at work, and Wednesday was the only day I worked that week. So yeah, that checks. Long story short, I had some free time. I was checking eBay. It's like, okay, Lord of the Rings gift bundles. How much are the ooh for 20 something? Which, given that most of the time, on average, you get them for about $500 for 20 something, pretty good deal. Mind you, it's still like 470-ish after shipping and tax, but just think of how much more I would have had to pay what the basic cost was $500. I figured that okay, this is probably my best bet of actually getting the hold of this thing because so if you don't know, the gift bundle includes a nice box to put your cards inside, as well as for this one, 8 set boosters and 1 collector booster, as well as some promo cards. Which one of the promo cards happens to be the One Ring, which I want to get a hold of one of those anyway, so I figured like I may as well go big, you know? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they made it a thing to not include any more or chase cards as default pack-ins with bundles anymore after that point. Because, yeah. Because that card is like $100 by itself. But yeah, uh, stay tuned until tomorrow's show to find out more. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, that's basically it for last week. So, how was your 4th of July week?
Also known as the transition period. Uh, I actually get it. Uh, let's see, what else was there? There's a little bit intrusive. How many Davids? Thanks for coming in. Let's do some candy Davids. The burger will jump in there. Let's use this. also finishing my Twitching, and just working through the first time around. The second course through, and then she could have been finish. Alright. Extended period of time that will come into play tonight. And of course, trying to put with festivities, despite assistant. And also be actually this plan to something's release 2 maybe 3 months. I could retirement. We'll circuit next week, and then circuit to the past week. So I guess the best use would probably just be
Hi.
finally be able to flash this up. I had trouble with previously. Let's see, it's 1-777. 1-777 to another flower. Choose material for the this one this week.
Anyway, I have to admit that the thing we watched today, it's like, it seems like it's like feeling of deja vu. It's like, wait, have we looked at this series before, or am I just like imagining things?
We actually did. Only this time around, I think only this time around you were a little bit more prepared in terms of joke opportunities.
Alfred Hedgehog. So it's like I said, seeing the character designs, I like felt like, I like the opening theme, like I felt a slight bit of deja vu, and like, wait, have I seen this before? But the character designs, like, I don't know if you've seen like the chart online where it's like on one side of the scale is human, the other side of the scale animal, and like in between is like where on the furry scale do you lie? And like this is like just like one step over from just pure human. It's like mostly human with like a little bit of animal, but not too much. It's like okay, we are like mild furry. Uh, but the characters, like I noticed something with the character designs while watching. So like, so you got Alfred Hedgehog, boy, brown spiky hair. You got the girl, redhead. You got the secondary boy, white slash silver hair. I mean, okay, it's a bit of black. He's like a skunk, but the center portion is like white. So it's like it clicked what they showed off a drawing of Arthur. It's like that's not Arthur. That's Sora. Oh my God, this is the Destiny Island trio. Uh, but yeah. So anyway, it's like yeah, it's like a children's mystery show where it's like they uncover a mystery of the day and have to search out clues to discover who done it. So we actually looked at two episodes. This is like one of those shows where it's like each episode you have like two 11-minute or so stories. So first story, they're having fun, and then like some of the other animal critters pop up. It's like, oh God, it was last night was horrible. Oh, it was so noisy, I could barely sleep. And like the owl's like, my tree's gone. Like you misplaced their home. No, the tree is gone. Like oh, and then like the what was like a moose or something or I forget exactly, but yeah, his place got flooded, and then the other guy his place got flooded. And it's like okay, search for clues. Like okay, so the noise that was going on, it sounded like this. So Arthur records it on his phone because of course they have phones. And I'm like, wait, they're living in the forest in very like Winnie the Pooh-esque homes. How are they powering all of this? Anyway, uh, let's see now. What was so yeah, the sun was the first clue, and then I forget the other two clues. Point is, it was a beaver. It makes sense. The beaver takes the tree for the dam, makes the dam, which causes flooding. So like they complain to the beaver. It's like couldn't you just like move this elsewhere? You're kind of ruining the whole place. Like you wrecked two homes. Actually, you wrecked three homes. One directly, two indirectly. Like, hey, mystery solved. I'll admit that part where there's like, wait, taking a tree, flooding. Oh, the beaver, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, it's a children's show, so it's like they can't exactly make the mystery too complex. Speaking of the beaver, he's our he gives us the case for episode 2. So yeah, one day it's like everything was going great, and then just like someone just absolutely wrecked his home, and I'm like, that's for flooding the forest. You made many enemies that day. Anyway, so yeah, so it was reported that yeah, the river was really sparkly that day, and they note that like uh, the the skunk fall kind of dips into the river a bit. He gets up, but Arthur notices on his back like, okay, there's something on your back. Hold still, like scales, and it's like scales, like some sort of large snake, and then it hit me. Demon magnet. Also, the skunk was anaconda, like trying to like stuttering anaconda, but then I mean, like, ooh, it came with like fruit animal hybrids, a banana conda. If anyone makes a game with fruit animal hybrids and does that, credit me. I joke that's an obvious one to go through, but so they go exploring, like okay, checking things out, and like look at this point, it's like okay, this is like nice open water, like, but what's the smell coming from over there? It's horrible. So they find a spare who's been eating fish, salmon to be specific. I'm like, wait, glittering scales, pile of dead fish. Long story short, there's a bunch of salmon migrating back home to lay their eggs, and the beaver's house just so happened to be in the way. Oh yeah, they also piss off the bear. Whoops. But so they work it out. They make a little. They make one of those water staircase things for the salmon to hop on over, so they don't wreck the beaver's home. And yay, everything is all good. Unless there happens to be some other beaver further down the way, in which case, oops, there goes that guy's home. Hey, not our problem. But yeah, it was interesting. Like for a okay, I'll admit, I didn't really work out the whole salmon thing. It makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Like, okay, yeah, salmon do tend to head back to where they were born to lay their eggs. So salmon migration, that's a whole thing. So yeah, that checks out. So it's like, yeah, it's a mystery show that lays down the clues in a way where if you know the right like details as far as like how certain animals work, you could probably figure it out on your own before they actually reveal it. And even if you don't know those things, when they actually reveal what's actually going on, it's like, oh yeah. So for like a children's mystery show, it does a pretty good job. And yeah, like the definite points to the writers for that.
And yes, I can definitely remember the high compliments we made last time. Good to know that hasn't vanished once you get back to the swing of things. families. And in a kind of similar sense, even if you're familiar with certain aspects, there were some traits that she will manage to bring out that you didn't think of, don't often think of when it comes to those certain. Like you may be aware of the Beard Tunes, Stem Creations, as well as flooding. You might not be able to see the effect for sale, or how are you going to introduce going to be cut by them, as well as apparently they use the tails for decent timbers. And these episodes are specifically chose because like two animals featured that were Canadian, that are Canadian national symbols, one of which quite so but still a nice addition nonetheless.
So yeah, like I definitely say like Arthur Hedgehog probably something you could easily put on if you have to like put on something for kids or something like perfectly harmless, might make them think a bit, pretty decent.
And there's so much to take with this color variance, as well as how directions can have their effect on them. And maybe it's very interesting, especially since most of my encounters have usually been at rivers where I live, where we have sometimes see them in migration. Fun, interesting facts. One of the new shows was loosely took names from those two local elastics, and also you can pronounce the same, but try to remember that even though you spell it differently, the L is silent. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get my head around that. So again, even if for familiar instincts, it shows some of a good presentation in terms of good presentation and able to cover more in terms of things you might have known, even though you're animal names and the like.
Before getting into the news, although this is also kind of news-ish, although this is more of a this week news, but it's happening right now. Game Cycle is just they're heading into their finale. They have raised just over $2.4 million for Doctors Without Borders. Pretty good run. Yeah, Games on Quick is finishing up. That means I can actually turn my computer off tonight. I've just been leaving it on overnight with Games Done Quick on. It's like, okay, help supporting by keeping the stream running, and this gives me some background noise to sleep to, you know? Anyway, time for last week in news, or the last, or okay, normally I'd be like this previous. You get last week's news.
Going into July, basically. But boy, was
yeah.
there a big shocker in the game industry.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, to be fair, it's an odd number generation, so it was Sony's turn to screw things up. Physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. From that date, new games will be available in digital formats only. Oh boy, remember last console generation where Xbox was going all in on digital, and Sony was like, here's how to share games. Hands Discover. That's how you share games. Like they made absolute fools of Microsoft that year. Mind you, the PS3 era started things off with like, what was it, like $599 giant enemy crab, Ridge Racer. To be fair, people talked about them, but not for the reasons they would have liked. So, like, I'm thinking, like, okay, so odd number console generations, Sony bad. Even number console generations, Sony good. We'll see. Like, I mean, let's face it, PlayStation 5 hasn't exactly had a spectacular run in the grand scheme of things. Like, either this, I mean, yeah, they're trying to do more console exclusives now, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens when they bring out the PlayStation 6 or whatever. Like Final Fantasy fans have been discussing which games to remake in the style of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let me just take a look at that. I don't feel like signing in. Okay. Atlas announces a map with animated cutscenes for Persona 4 Revival Remake. Okay, pretty good. Red Rover layoffs, devs behind brilliant survival shooter cuts employee count. Nintendo Switch 2 could get Final Fantasy 15 according to Square Enix. Which, I mean, hey, if it can handle Kingdom Hearts 3, why not Final Fantasy 15? I mean, mind you, like, 15 is probably a bit more intensive, but at the same time, like, eh. Expedition 33 director says next game may not match its success. Which, you know what, that's fine. Like, temper your expectations. Yeah, they hit it out of the park with their first major game, but like you can't expect all of them to be the same, like, kind of big hit, you know. The fact that they're just the director is saying like, okay, Expedition 33 was really great. Not sure how we're gonna be able to follow up with that kind of a success, you know. So, at least they're being realistic about it. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, launching earlier than planned. Let me just... Hey, apparently it's dropping September 4th instead of September 24th. No explanation why. But, yeah, apparently now the pre-order bonus will become an early adopter bonus. Okay? Pokemon 30th Anniversary Classic Collection cards are not exclusive to UPC. What's UPC? Oh, Ultra Premium Collections. Okay. So yeah, 30th Anniversary Classic Collection cards available in all booster packs. Okay, to be fair, at least Pokemon's handling the whole 30th anniversary of their product a lot better than Magic the Gathering did. And for those who don't understand that reference, basically for the 30th anniversary, they Wizards of the Coast put out this big $1,000 product that basically amounted to a bunch of booster packs, including reprints of classic era cards. Except they had a special 30th anniversary edition backing. They were properly square cards without the curved edges, and were more or less just really expensive proxies that were not tournament legal. Yeah, no one was happy with that. I mean, mind you, some of the more rare cards of that set still go for multiple hundreds of dollars, but that's just because it's rare and no one was really pulling them because no one wanted to spend $1,000 on proxies. Hideo Kojima's OD is reportedly saving planned Xbox cuts. Report claims State of Decay 3 developer Undead Labs could be shut down. League of Legends Classic will be revealed in full during MSI Finals. Now that I think about it, the whole like, we're gonna take this long-running game and do a classic version of it with before like a lot of the expansions. That's like Final Fantasy 14 1.0 Classic. Take the old game, of course, touch it up a bit, make it a bit more, stable, and just add a couple of quality of life updates. And it's like, allow people to play through the original storyline before, they nuked the world. Or we could go on a fan server. That works too, I suppose.
This if it doesn't turn into a this if it doesn't turn into a WoW Classic situation or WoW Vanilla, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right to the point where John Tron broke character and practically set the biggest rant.
Oh, apparently Tetris is getting a CG animated TV series. Okay, so apparently the series hopes to blend imaginative storytelling with Steve-inspired problem-solving. Acronym stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. But it's Tetris. I'm like, okay, so apparently the series is aimed for children aged 6 and above. Like, how do you adapt the gameplay of Tetris into a television adventure? At best, I can imagine it being part of like some sort of game show. And even then, I think that those Japanese game shows where you have the people trying to jump through the holes in the oncoming walls, it's like that just works better.
Before you said that, I was thinking of Video Armageddon from The Wizard.
Yeah. Barcelona to strike following the latest restructuring, which will lay off 51 developers. We've seen like a lot of layoffs and just horrible stuff in the gaming sphere this year. Like, it's getting to the point where I'm just wondering like, what will top Josh Scorcher's list this year? Alternatively, what will be the music? What will be the music thing for the? What will be the song parody for this year? Because that's always the neat thing about his end of year countdowns.
And given that he started a flip side of the coin, this also makes the question of what actual good games were worthy of high ranking.
Yeah. Okay, into the anime news. Black Clover Anime's second season reveals Wanima's theme song and video. Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 anime reveals theme songs by The Cure and Watson. Mashal Magic and Muscle Season 3 anime's trailer unveils January 2027 debut. Witch and Hound Fantasy Light novels get TV anime. Marriage Toxin TV anime gets second season in 2027. Witch Atelier anime gets second season. The Classroom of a Black Cat and a Witch anime reveals new video, new opening song, and more cast. Mao anime previews second part, new theme song and video. Digimon Beat Break anime announces new arc and cast member. Wicked anime reveals more cast, opening theme song, and second promo video. School Days Remastered game reveals English voice cast. Yes, School Days. I remember the early days of internet memery with the nice boat. Today, Miku Nendoroid's Starry Party game announced for Switch 2 and PC. So it looks like kind of like a Mario Party-esque party game with Hatsune Miku and Vocaloid characters. I'm done for that. Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, the Calamity anime unveils final trailer with English subtitles. Okay, it's like I had GDQ running on the side screen with the tab muted. It's like, wait, they just rated something. Is that going to reload the page and unmute? Okay, it's still muted. Okay. I was worried I was suddenly going to get blasted with sound. The animated series greenlights 10th volume. Okay, we do that one. That tab's over there. So yeah. Oh, okay, this is a different one. Mao Anime's English dub debuts on August 24th. And the first 13 episodes begin stream dubbed on August 24th, with the second part debuting in November. New Magic Knight Rayer, the anime's new trailer unveils more cast October 7th debut. Detective is Already Dead Season 2 reveals second promo video and theme song artists. Loner Life in Another World anime gets second season. Chilling in Another World with Level 2 Super Cheat Powers anime gets second season. The first Demon Slayer Infinity Castle anime film to stream on Crunchyroll on July 28th. Okay, that's nice. Where's the Blu-ray? Come on, Crunchyroll, give us the Blu-ray. Or I'll make one myself. Okay, that one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run anime's second stage begins on September 25th. It'll run for 11 episodes. New episode stream will stream every week on Fridays. There will be 11 episodes in total for both the second and third stages. So, 11 weeks starting on the 25th of September. And then whenever the third stage happens, it'll be another 11 weeks. Weekly or JoJo Fridays is back. The Netflix curse has been broken. Oh, and Tecmo's Attack on Titan 3 game reveals winter release in gameplay video. And apparently the game will depict the entire story of the anime from beginning to end, so you don't have to play Attack on Titan 1 or 2 to play this game. It's basically like, okay, just like take the last game, up the graphics, add more story. At least I think that's basically it, because yeah, I didn't even say it. The game is an expansion of the original Attack on Titan 2 game. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to buy the other ones. Huzzah, that'll save you money. Although it would be nice of the developers to give like a coupon off for people who've ordered the previous games. Just because, like, okay, you're getting mostly the same game you've already got with some extra, essentially making it kind of like a remaster slash DLC kind of situation. So, like, hey, you bought the previous game, here's a discount, you know? Of Tanya the Evil 2 anime second trailer previews theme songs reveals new cast member. Did I do that one? Cyberpunk. Okay, this is a different Cyberpunk update. Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2 anime reveals Japanese and English casts. Ooh, we got Clancy Brown. Nice. Edge Toxin. Apparently Netflix is developing a live-action Persona series. I already have enough faith in this project. Yes, Netflix's like track record for live action adaptations of anime is already just, not exactly the best. And this is Persona we're talking about. The toy versions of ponies appear in Gameloft MLP game. And that reminds me that before this I was actually watching a video of someone reacting to a video about like convention disaster stories that aren't DashCon. The first one was Las Vegas Unicon. You don't see nearly enough people reacting to that story. And that was like, what, 2013, 2012, so that was a while back. But even then, it's like, anyway, Level will reportedly appear in the Starfire animated series. That is a choice, I suppose. Sure. Last new short will release on July 11th. Dragon Striker Season 2 will premiere on Disney Channel, Disney Plus, and Disney XD in early 2027. That's like, wow, Disney XD is still a thing? Huh. Season 1 of Mermaid Magic is now available on Amazon Prime Video in the United States. Season 2 will arrive later this year. Dana Terrace has created artwork for the 3 tomes by Brianna Nabokov. The queer young adult coming-of-age series follows a bisexual black teen witch as she battles monsters and falls in love with vampires. AKA your average archive of our own fanfic. It's like if you use that description to describe a story, like you probably have to ask them to narrow it down a bit. uh,
Getting some
New
serious,
getting some
getting some serious 50 Shades and Twilight vibes when you describe it like that.
I didn't think about that, but yes, yes, it does. Yeah. A new Phineas and Ferb Lucker Diaries short is released. The Minions and Monsters popcorn bucket includes a reference to includes a reference to the first ever motion picture, The Horse in Motion. Okay, that's kind of cool. Anya Taylor-Joy reacts to being cast in the next Lord of the Rings movie as an elf. Quote, I feel like I've been an elf my whole life, so it feels very validating to go and actually do it as a job. Matt Damon reflects on The Odyssey being his third film collaboration with Christopher Nolan. Quote, I think our dynamic was collaborative from the second I started working with him. He really gives actors a lot of freedom, and he's just an excellent director. Of course, people also notice that Matt Damon keeps being cast in films where he needs to be rescued. It's trailer for Jurassic Shadows, an anime about ninjas versus dinosaurs, directed by Norihiro Naganuma. I'm sorry, but Boruto already did this one. As seen by the meme clip of Boruto era Sasuke fighting, I think, like a velociraptor or something. It's like... And the fact that I say that is just sad. It's like, how is that a thing that exists? Minions and Monsters originally would have revealed that the Minions were born out of the Big Bang and helped create Earth. Quote, they helped the separation of the moon and what would become the Earth. And Hathaway says she thought she was auditioning for Harley Quinn in The Dark Knight Rises. Quote, I spent a week developing demonic Harley Quinn energy. I was wearing weird jester flats with a striped top. Then Chris is like, so the part is Catwoman.
Not that far off. Could have been a decent replacement for...
Yeah.
Robbie, I think, was the one for Suicide Squad.
Yeah. That first trailer for the Oasis reunion documentary in theaters September 11th, including IMAX screens. Some character posters for the Ghost of Tsushima anime series releasing in 2027 on Crunchyroll. A Mr. Terrific series is in the works. Ellen Heinberg is writing the pilot. Wayne Parsons said that the 15 minutes of extra footage included in the new Backrooms release was made on Blender in under 2 weeks. Quote, super cool being able to follow the usual YouTube pipeline but having it delivered at such a ludicrously huge scale. An Alien Stage anime is in the works. Alien Stage? What is that? Apparently it's some... I don't know what Alien Stage is. I'll assume it's like some sort of manga or light novel series. First trailer for Star Wars Visions, the Ninth Jedi anime series has been releasing August 5th on Disney+. Danny McBride says his G.I. Joe movie will hopefully begin filming next year. The film will follow Duke and a group of other Joes in a town called Springfield that is secretly all Cobra. Something Simpsons reference.
First time winning is going to do the famous scream.
Wendy's has collaborated with Minions and Monsters on an adult meal, including 4 exclusive character collectibles. The film is now playing in theaters. So I haven't actually had their adult meal, but I did try their banana frosty. Not bad. I tried the chocolate version. Pretty decent. A movie based on the Mandela Catalog YouTube series is in the works. Alex Kister will direct this film based on his YouTube series with Steven Spielberg set to produce. Ooh, getting Spielberg. Nice.
Good way for a rising content creator starts to take the leap.
Yep. Hugh Jackman says the next actor to play Wolverine doesn't need advice from him. Quote, I hope someone just comes in and does whatever the fuck they want and makes it their own. And truly, isn't that the Wolverine way? Moana 3 is in the works. Jared Bush and Dana Lidu Miller will write the script. Well, at least we'll get something good out of Moana. Unlike the live-action film. But I believe that's more news for tomorrow night. The name of the iconic real estate agent in SpongeBob has finally been revealed. Janet. I don't know who Janet is. Like, apparently there's an iconic real estate agent in the show. Okay. Oh yeah, so going back to the whole PlayStation CCing discs thing, everyone was dunking on them that week, including Domino's. Domino's has made a statement mocking PlayStation's plan to move their games from all discs to digital. Quote, Domino's UK will cease production of physical pizzas and shift to production of digital pizzas only. Like, everyone was getting in on it. Matt Smith reacts to Keanu Reeves being spotted watching Morbius on a flight. Quote, Jesus Christ, he must have really went through the airplane library to get to Morbius. Maybe for this Keanu Reeves, we're talking about he's pretty chill. Maybe just like, you know what? At least I can get a laugh out of this. The cast of Minions and Matsu suggests movies and TV shows that they'd love to see the Minions appear in. But I would watch Temple of Doom, The Dark Knight with the Minions, Saturday Night Live, Game of Thrones. The Minions creator was asked if the Minions worked for Hitler, responding, quote, I think they were in that cave. Basically like, okay, yeah, I am not touching this one. Nope. Well, on the flip side of the whole disc-to-digital thing, Xbox is working on a disc-to-digital feature that will allow players to get digital copies from their physical games. I'm assuming it'll work like each disc will have its own inbuilt like digital code. That one you put in your console, it'll be added to your account for like a digital download version, and either if you sell it or give it to someone else, either like when next time it scans the disc on a different console, it'll like either say like, oh, the other guy has to revoke his license first, or it'll give that person the game and send this thing to revoke the license from the previous disc holder. Which, I mean, that's how it should be. Like in an ideal world, that's how all copies of physical games would work. You get the physical copy, it gives you a license for the digital copy for as long as you own the physical copy. I mind you, like if someone steals the game, then I mean you're SOL. But I mean, you would have been out of the game if there was just a physical copy anyway. Honestly, I think it would probably work better if they do the thing with the automatic revoke of the previous user, just so people can't just like buy a game, redeem the digital version, and then just sell to someone else. I mean, yeah, they could play the physical disc version, but yeah. On the other hand, Xbox Next Gen hardware Project Helix is not expected to include a disk drive.
That's a page out of Apple.
Yeah. For a second, the buildable Lego Boba Fett, it'll cost $170. Pretty good. Monica Barbaro has been cast in the Oceans prequel alongside Bradley Cooper, Margot Robbie, and Wagner Moura. In theaters, June 25th, 2027. The new movie is based on the original Hellraiser trilogy is coming to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights at both Hollywood and Orlando. Xbox is considering canceling Blade and shutting down the studio Arcane. The game is currently eyeing to release in late 2027 and going over budget. Tom Hardy will now return for Mobland Season 3. Space Jam 2 and Teen Titans Go star LeBron James is leaving the Lakers. A side note, being like a fairly large name in basketball and be described as the Space Jam 2 and Teen Titans Go star, ouch. This trailer for the Willy Wonka competition series. Netflix has recreated Gene Wilder's voice for the series with AI. Got a new look at Coyote vs. Acme in theaters August 28th. And Branded Day includes a reference to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Quote, Organic webs. Peter 2 had those. He was cool. You're cool. One Piece Season 3 has wrapped filming. Gives a list of films that inspired his new film, Ray Gun, that he recommends for audiences to watch. The Big Sleep, Out of the Past, LA Confidential, The Big Lebowski, and Blade Runner 2049. Supergirl ended up having a lower opening weekend than expected with $37.1 million, now a lower opening than Joker 2. Although from what I've also read, the movie was also a slight bit of a mess, so, I mean, I'm sure it's decent. Hold on. What movies premiered that week? Hold on. Let me look. Like, where do I movie release dates? I was like, what search criteria do I look for? Okay, so we are in June, July, whatever. So, okay, so June 26th. We got Supergirl, Jackass. Huh. Okay, so this is also week 2 of Toy Story 5, so it was also competing with that. That's like, yeah, ouch. Competing with Pixar, not good. And then also, middle of the following week was Minions and Monsters. So, yeah, it was actually centered between some pretty decent films. So, I don't know. Kristen Ritter will return for Dexter Resurrection Season 2. There are no plans for GTA 6 to have a disc version in the foreseeable future. Christopher Nolan says the biggest risk with blockbuster films is to play it safe. Well, it doesn't work. The audience is looking for something new. Mr. Nolan says he watched Star Wars 12 times in theaters when it was first released. Quote, that, for me, was just the essence of this medium. Create an entire world that you can understand and live in that's absolutely different from everyday life. That's the great joy of movies. Tom Holland says they are working towards bringing Miles Morales into the MCU. Quote, I have aspirations to bring Miles Morales into the universe. We've got a lot of work to do to bring that to life, but I feel really strongly about it. Peter Safran has made a statement about Supergirl underperforming at the box office. Quote, while Supergirl didn't meet our box office expectations, it's just one component of a broader long-term strategy at DC Studios that we remain confident in. Like, it looks like, well, they're disappointed. It's like, okay, we're still starting off. We're going to have some road bumps. We can work through this. Only a woman sung Bohemian Rhapsody in Minionese at the premiere of Minions and Monsters. Comcast will spin off NBC Universal into a separate public company. The new NBC Universal will include Universal Pictures, NBC, Telemundo, Peacock, Bravo, Sky, and the theme parks. Got a new trailer for the Sekiro anime series coming soon to Crunchyroll. All seasons of The Sopranos will be released physically on 4K Ultra HD for the first time. Each episode is newly remastered. I'll admit that even at this point, I find like 4K Ultra HD to be a bit overkill. I mean, it's like past a certain point, unless you have like a 80-inch screen or 100-inch screen or something, do you really need that much detail?
And that's of course not going into it's of course not going into how they've implemented it into a lot of cameras nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, the trouble with doubleheader weeks is that like the other website I use, like it's a forum, so it's really hard to be like, okay, I want to go from stuff from this date, you know. I mean, let's say the 5th. that's good enough. Although, again, I'm not sure how much I'll actually find, so... Ooh. So, Shop Factory's rights to Super Sentai have expired. So, yeah. So all their DVDs are pretty much out of print now. I'm really glad I got the ones I did when I did. Like, got Jetman, that was pretty popular. Zeo Ranger, Power Rangers. I think it was like Aku Ranger, the ninja one, because that's the one that has the "Today is Friday in California." That's where that clip comes from. And Time Ranger. It would have been nice to get the other ones, but oh well. On the other hand, hopefully Toei will make it. Alright, I forgot the whole Sentai rights thing is still wrapped up with Hasbro. Shit. Like, we had so much potential, but then the guy in charge just up and died. And like everyone was like, yeah, we don't want to deal with that. That was his idea. And it's like, and I think part of the result of that also ended up with Super Sentai basically ending. Because they were also, part of their funding was also getting money from America for our adaptations of stuff. So when that dried up, that was another source of revenue that was also drying up for them. And yeah. But hopefully they can eventually make a deal with like either Sentai Filmworks, Discotech, or whoever that's currently handling the Kamen Rider releases. Kamen Rider, they actually had a teaser trailer for the new series. Kamen Rider Mythu. Like MYTH, like, oh myth. No, Mythu. Apparently it's a kind of cat and mouse themed series. Like, okay, getting us with the wordplay. Clever. And I'm not sure, but we might also be getting this streamed over in America as well, because that's what they've been doing with Zets. So if that's the case, then cool. But still, like a actual physical release, but it's like give it time. I mean, hell, we got a Blu-ray release of Kamen Rider Skyride over here when even Japan didn't get that yet. So clearly they're giving us new stuff. So here's holding out hope. That we'll have to see after they finish up all the stuff in the Showa era, because that's primarily where they've been focused for that. Solo Leveling movie Beyond the System from Crunchyroll and Aniplex now in production. Right, that I remember. So I forget exactly which convention it was. It was like, oh yeah, it was Anime Expo. Apparently, they announced this big panel where it's like, "Hey, we have new announcements for the Macross franchise," and they go to the panel. Funko, Macross Plus, and Funko. All these people hoping, expecting some sort of physical media release for the various shows of the franchise, and we get Funko. It's like, you remember that time when Blizzard announced Diablo Immortal? Just like the sheer disappointment of the entire room. Basically that.
Although I don't think this case is going to be mobile.
Yeah. It's like, I imagine that their expectations are already really low, but even that was far beyond far below their expectations. Dang, Last Airbender is reportedly releasing on Paramount Plus on July 25th. Weird Al pulled out of being in a commercial after finding out it was for AI. And that's why Weird Al is still the best.
I've got the quote somewhere.
G Kids has acquired the Studio Ghibli library for the UK and Ireland, and begins with IMAX release of Kiki's Delivery Service on August 21st. Good for them.
Okay, found it. It's simple and blunt. Oh no, I can't be the poster boy for AI. Forget it.
Yeah. I was looking at like all the various voice roles that Weird Al did. It's like, apparently, I guess he was like the voice of Darkseid in Teen Titans Go or something. It's like, huh, weird. I wouldn't have expected that from him, but sure, why not?
Ah yes, the great parody song maker.
Yes.
Okay, we look over the machine works. Shall begin work soon. Regrets for starting. Oh, Hebe, Bon Boy, and Headis for Southern 250. CPQC reports at quarter. Earnings results of the year on the 29th. Blueberry Sleepless on Parade, returning 7th to 9th of August. Evening services will be on 6th July to 13th August.
Yeah, I think I found a easier way to sort through the messages in the forums. So, like, hopefully I can find something new. Yeah, basically, like, okay, last updated, limit of 14 days, sort by first message descending, and then just, like, go back 2 pages until I get to the beginning of that particular week. Marvel Tokon, Blade, Deadpool, and Loki announced as the final base roster characters. Danganronpa 2x2 delayed to early 2027. I think that was like the remake of the second game of the series or something.
I think as we're saying at this point, if they were to continue milking that, it would either have to be remakes or consistent expansions prior to a certain point, and or try to come up with something new. Of course, that would be difficult given the circumstances.
Well, probably they're making a Bleach mobile game. I mean, the original story and characters are done by the original creators, so that's cool. But it's like, it's a mobile game, probably going to be gacha, or... Okay, this comment says it looks turn-based, but it's like, I wouldn't be half surprised if it was like a gacha game, and it's like, I mean, to be fair, at least it's not being put up by Square Enix, because, oh boy, that would pretty much be, it's like, just kill it now, it's not going to last more than like 2 years. So yeah, it's running for tomorrow, but yeah, they announced that the what was it, Ever Crisis or whatever it is being shut down as well. So yeah, that's another Square Enix gacha game on the chopping block. Like it used to be these games could last at least 6 years. Now it's like they're barely managing 2. Yeah, so they did a little animation for Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like I think it's like the 35th anniversary this year or something. I didn't actually watch it myself, but I've heard it was pretty good. Although I also heard that's like, oh yeah, everyone's fighting, and then Tails is there just doing nothing. Like, okay. Okay, that was quick. Like, I already ran out of gaming news for that week. I suppose when you actually sort things by when the first message is, you really you're able to avoid a lot of the stuff that was like from previous weeks that have just gotten updates. Maybe we should do that more often. Huh. I need to remember that.
Fame Journal live running Future Walker Road Car on the 2nd of August. First 6 years, VP18 quarter 2, Steam 2 Ball. Dean. Master's not afraid of all Queensland's famous Granite Pell Great Country. And last week we also scroll towards the Friends of Michael Byrne, Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, Bravehearts, Anne Dawson, Benny Hill, Justin Richards, Doctor Who, Wilfred Lloyd Thomas, Wonder Woman, The Carter Show, David W. Keith, Pound of Baskervilles, Vintage King, Teletubbies, Shakespeare, Victor Willis, Village People, I'm seeing the Navy, Torment, Terminator's Division, Portraits of Snowden, and Kisha Nilsson, Max Red Warrior. guess that goes for the creature on the most other creature I'm going to talk about those I could probably mention. Anyway, yes, every tomorrow I'm covering this week. Tend to get things right within. And which pray